Oh, I think that there's like 17 different reasons that I was attracted to this project. So first and foremost, Alex Garland, Ex Machina, was insane. The fact that he wanted to sit down with me, I couldn't handle it. I was like, does he know who I am? Okay, just making sure. He is a genius. He is an opportunity you don't get very often, along with being with 4 incredible, outstanding artists that happen to be strong, empowering women, playing in sci-fi genre. It's a dream. All of it. Bang, 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 bang. You know what's wonderful about the film is that it is 5 dynamic, complex, multi-layered human beings that are going through their own very separate journeys of self-discovery and facing self-destruction and mortality. It's nice to finally be playing a character outside of Jane that is so whole. I really feel like the movie is not an answer, it's more question. It leaves you talking about different themes about self-destruction and mortality and what we're doing to the earth and what we do to ourselves. And so I really hope that people are walking out of the theater saying, I have to talk about this. What did I see? What did you see? Let's have conversations about like what we reflected on.
I love sci-fi and I loved Ex Machina so much, so I was really excited about working with Alex Garland and also about working with Natalie. So it was the whole combination, and the story is very compelling and kind of beautiful and eerie and terrifying, and it just really grabbed me.
I was so excited to work with Alex Garland, who is a writer and director I've just admired for a very long time. And then he created this piece that was so suspenseful and had such this eerie tone, but also had these 5 women at the center, and that was just so rare to see and to get to be part of. And then he assembled this cast of people that I was just so thrilled to get to be part of. Well, it's just unheard of. You never get the opportunity to work with incredible roles for 5 women. I mean, it's rare to find one, and then to find 5 together and get the opportunity to work alongside my sisters and, you know, spend that time together and watch each other and learn from each other how what they do on screen is just remarkable and rare. I think that everyone really has their own interpretation, and it's one of those rare movies that you can go and everyone has sort of a different opinion and you can talk about it for hours afterwards, and I love that. The time we all spent in the tent together, it was very far where our set was from our trailers, so between takes we would all sit in like the tent together and have fun, just talking and, you know, telling funny stories, and that to me will always be the movie, is like the 5 of us in a tent together, like, you know, just messing around.
I was really happy when Alex asked me to be a part of the movie, and I read the script and I just loved the storyline. I love that he was, you know, usually you see a group of guys going in somewhere and you have one female character, and this time the roles were reversed, and I got to be the damsel in distress. And it was fun, but it's really about the story, and I just thought it was a fascinating story. Well, it was my second film with him, so we did Ex Machina together, and we became really good friends. And so, I don't know, for some reason when we work on movies, it feels like we're like making a car or something. You know, we're just got tools and we're trying to figure the thing out. And it's just a wonderful way to collaborate together. The way that Alex makes his films and the way that he writes, it's not really about one thing to take home with. There's so many layers and there's a real complexity. I just want people to have a really good time. It's just a thrill ride, and it stays with you for a long time. I loved working with Natalie. I think we found a really economic way to show the audience this very tight relationship.
It's incredible to get to work with a collection of talented actors, no matter what gender they are, but it is true, and an unfortunate truth that as women we don't often get to be one of many women on set. We're often the one or one of 2, and so for that reason it felt like you weren't the girl on set, you weren't otherized because we were all women. So in that way you could just, you know, sigh and enjoy the ride. But I think it's such a phenomenal time. Last year we saw that the 3 top grossing films were with women at the center, but then in 2015 we see that there are no female-led ensembles, or there one actually, I misspoke, but they were all white women. To see our diverse cast in 2016, there were no all-female-led ensembles. So we really are, luckily a part of something, particularly at a time where we're really talking about the fact that we need to center women into conversations, not in just the content that we create, but where we're placed in this world, in this global space. So I feel just tremendously proud. And in the course of it, I've gotten to know these 4 incredible actors who happen to be women, artists, mothers, directors. They're just phenomenal people, so I'm so proud to get to call them friends now. Alex is such a, he's an auteur. He's such a singular mind. When I saw his film Ex Machina, I was so blown away, and just really, he was a filmmaker that was at the top of my list of somebody that I wanted to work with. And I feel like he manages, our film is so unlike anything that I've seen, even in the space of science fiction, where it really blends genre. There's a part of it that is, deeply a thriller and exciting, and there's another part of it that's more contemplative and human, where we can ask questions about how we are in relation to each other and what it means to realize that we're not forever, that one day we're going to die, and why do we do things to self-destruct, and all of those deeply human questions, but inside of a space where you get to wonder if someone's going to get eaten by something terrifying. So I think it's a fun ride for an audience. We had this little tent that we would all hang out in, and Gina and I would be doing squats with our backpacks and our guns, and we would be dancing and we'd laugh and we'd speculate if we were all going to start cycling together with our, there were a lot of funny moments. It was really just, inside of a movie that was dark and scary, we had a lot of fun.
It was great. No, it was really great. And it's a dream come true, really. We've been a lot of people working on trying to get all female casts or trying to get more female power in the business and so on. So, working on this project, not knowing that the development was going the way it was, coming out today and now, it's just brilliant. It's just great. It's a personal story, it's quite, even though it's wild and action-based and a thriller, fundamental story too. It's really personal and small. It's philosophical and psychological, and so that to me, I think, is what's going to capture, the audience. Alex is a great writer, and he always serves the characters right, so every character is a 3-dimensional with a backstory and so I think what made the character interesting was just that, that they all came in with personal stories. That was actually also screen time, not just something we make up to motivate, but to tell the story,